Hey guys, what's going on? So again come up with a new video, and this time we will discuss about what exactly is the important points which you should know before filing the form GSTR 1, or we can say the return of GSTR 1. So earlier I made a video regarding the important point which you should know before filing the form GSTR 3B, and you guys really appreciate it, and I mean really appreciate it. That video was very knowledgeable and really cool, really interesting, and also really innovative, very different video. So I want to say thank you for all of you who comment on the comment section down below the video, and also email me personally on my email ID sharmangst.148@gmail.com. And also some guys who are really my nice audience who attach with me from the very beginning of the time when I upload the video on the YouTube till now onward. So they also said in the comment section that please continue in English, we want to hear you as an English speaker. So I want to say you that yes, I will make the video from now onward only in the English. So this channel is about the English, and you will see me as an English speaker from now onward. I know that you are really attached with me because of that from the very beginning, so therefore I will not make any video in Hindi. And also because that video is regarding the GSTR 1, but I will make another video regarding the GSTR 2, GSTR 3, and also all the GSTR 1, 2, 3, which point which be the interrelated between all the three forms or all the three returns. So therefore comment on the comment section down below this video that what exactly is your query or your question regarding the GSTR 1, 2 and 3. If that will be really cool, that I will incorporate that points into my next video, which is the GSTR 2, GSTR 3, and also combining all the three forms together, and I will see it that which point will be interrelated between all the three forms of return. So I will make another video regarding GSTR 2 and 3. So please comment on the comment section and let me know that what exactly is your query regarding that. Alright guys, so now I'm just shutting my mouth up and now coming into the main content because of which you watch my videos. Alright guys, so there is a now I am beginning with the important point relating to filing the GSTR 1. So in this video we will discuss about each table wise, like table number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We will discuss about what exactly is the important point which you should know before filling that table. But before to take into the table number 4, I want to tell you about quick view or a quick point relating to the journally, which is journal in nature regarding the GSTR 1, 2 and 3. So first of all, like fill the detail in GSTR 1 from the effective date of registration as provided under rule number 10 subrule 2 or the 10 subrule 3 of the registration rule. So because you know that you have to fill out the form which is GSTR 1, so you have to now fill up the detail in GSTR 1, okay, and 2 also, 3 also. So now the question is from which date you have to give the detail in form GSTR 1, 2, 3. So you have to give detail from the date of effective registration as provided in rule number 10 subrule 2, 3. And what is the effective date of registration? So in case you submit the application for registration within 30 days of you becoming liable for registration, then the effective date of registration will be the date when you become liable to register. And in case you submit the application relating to the registration after the 30 days from the date you become liable to register under GST, then the effective date of registration will be the granting of the registration certificate. So remember that when you file your application before within the 30 days, then the effective date will be the date of you becoming liable to registration. So what exactly will be the example? So suppose your turnover exceeds 20 lakh rupees on a particular day, and then you submit or you initiate the process of registration within 30 days, then the date when your turnover crossed the 20 lakh rupees, you have to give the detail of like invoices or other detail into the form GSTR 1 from that period. But if you have already migrated into GST, like you were already registered under VAT, excise or service tax, and you migrated into GST, then you have to give the information from 1st July 2017. So this point is regarding like for the future taxpayer. So suppose you want to register from like 20th August or like from the 8th September, some another random point. So when you become liable for registration under GST, then only from that point of time you have to fill the detail in GSTR 1, 2, 3 on that date. Then GSTR 1, 2 and 3 is not applicable for the person who are a composition dealer. So if you opt for the composition scheme, then you don't need to give the detail of then you don't need to fill the return of 1, 2, 3, and also you have to give or you have to furnish the return in GSTR 4 on quarterly basis. So remember that if you are a composition owner, then don't watch this video because your form is different and you have to fill that form in quarter basis. Alright guys, so that was the general point. Now coming to the table number 4, which is the of GSTR 1. Remember that. Now I am beginning my points. The first one is that you have to give the detail of the tax invoice only on the table number 4. Tax invoice only. Why tax invoice only? Because in if you check out the table number 4, then you will see that you have to give the detail of invoice. But what exactly is the meaning of his invoice? When you see the section 2 subsection 66, there is a definition of invoice, and which says that invoice means tax invoice under section 31. So therefore in the table number 4 you have to give the detail invoice wise only of the tax invoice, not the bill of supply, debit credit note, bill or receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, delivery challan. You don't need to give the detail of those other document into the table number 4, only the tax invoice cases. But if you want to know where that detail will be filled up, then those details will be filled up like debit note or credit note will be filled up in table number 9. We will discuss about it in the table number 9. Then bill of supply detail is to be given under table number 8. But not on the invoice basis. You have to now give the consolidated figure of the nil rated and the exempted supply in table number 8. So bill of supply detail will be given there. Then the receipt voucher, payment voucher, refund voucher, delivery challan is to be given in table number 13. So we will discuss what exactly the detail which you need to give in table number 13. But just for brief, you have to just give the series of that receipt voucher, payment voucher in table number 13. Don't need to give the detail in table number 13. Now the place of supply, which is the last column of table number 4, you have to fill that column only when the place of supply is different from the location of the recipient only, and that is provided in instruction number 5 sub instruction number 2. So when you check out the instruction number 5 of 5 sub instruction 2 of GSTR 1, then you will see that there is a written there that place of supply is to be given only when the place of supply is different from the location of recipient. So what exactly will be the case? Like in case the location of the recipient is in the Maharashtra and the property, we know immovable property is in Uttarakhand, which is my hometown. So you know that in case of a immovable property, the place of supply would be where the property is located. So the property is located here in the Uttarakhand, my hometown, and the location of the recipient is in the Maharashtra. So you know in that cases you have to fill up the place of supply. Otherwise, if the place of supply and the location of the recipient will be same, and no need to give the detail of place of supply into the last column. I'm sweating because there's no fan in this room. Alright guys, so table number 5. Table number 5 in these cases is to be filled only when you have the interstate supply to unregistered person exceeding the value of 2.5 lakh rupees only. But if there is an interstate supply to unregistered person exceeding 2.5 lakh rupees, then where to show? You have to show that one in detail in table number 7. So interstate supply only will be given exceeding 2.5 lakh rupees in table number 5. Exceeding 2.5 lakh rupees intra-state to unregistered person, table number 7 is there. In that table number 5, place of supply is mandatory even if it is different or in the same in the location of the recipient. Then the detail of invoices, like the I have said in table number 4 regarding the debit note, credit note, bill of supply, receipt voucher is to be shown in table number 4. Hell no. Same as regarding same as in table number 4, table number 5 only is for the tax invoice. Now table number 6, what exactly is the important point? So first one is that in table number 6 you will see the sub table number 6C, in which you have to give the detail of deemed export. In case you are wondering what exactly the deemed export, let me tell you something about the deemed export. The deemed export is provided under section 147 of the CGST Act, where they say that the government will notify by notification in the official gazette that what exactly will be the deemed export, where the goods is not crossing out of India and the money is not receiving in the foreign convertible. Then only the government will say that that is the deemed export. We are deeming it as an export. So for your record, there is no notification of deemed export till now. So there is no one which is deemed as a deemed export. So for this month, for July month, you have to nil. That column will be always nil for all the SSCs, because there is no notification under section 147. And then suppose you issued the invoice and you are exporting something, but you didn't get the shipping bill till now, because like you cut the invoices in 29th July and you didn't have the shipping bill right now till the 30th July or 31 July. So what will happen? Will you have to show that shipping bill in the table number 6? Then no, you don't have to fill the shipping bill detail because you don't have the shipping bill. So what will happen? So in those cases, you can leave that column, and when you will have the shipping bill in the later days, then you can amend those information which is provided in table number 6. You can amend those information in table number 9. So we will discuss it with example of this example, that how this will work. So don't need to be shipping bill. Then in case of export, you know that the exporter, the recipient of export is in the different country, so they will not have the GSTIN. So you have to leave that GSTIN column in case of export. But in case of a supply to SEZ, then GSTIN will be there, so you can call the GSTIN number of the SEZ unit. Then in the export column or deemed export, or in case of SEZ, that leave the tax amount column, in case you opt for the without payment of export under bond or LUT. So because in case of bond or LUT, you don't need to pay the IGST, so leave that IGST column, and the system will accept it automatically because you are exporting without payment of taxes under bond or LUT. So leave that column as 0. Then instruction number 8, 9, 10, 11 of GSTR 1 is really helpful for you if you are exporter. So before filling out that table number 6, read the instruction number 8, 9, 10 and 11. I'm really sweating very hard. Then table number 7, you have to give the detail in consolidated basis, net of debit and credit note in table number 7. Remember that, net of debit and credit note. But what exactly is the net of debit and credit note? So suppose you issued the debit and credit note for the item table given in table number 4, then those debit and credit note will be shown in the table number 9. We will discuss in table number 9. But for table number 7, when you supply to unregistered person, then in that cases, if suppose you issue the debit and credit note, then you don't need to give the detail of debit or the credit note to when you supply the goods to unregistered person in table number 9. You have to net out the debit and credit note issued to the unregistered person in table number 7, netted out. So remember that. And then you don't need to give the invoice level detail when you sell the goods to the unregistered person, or you can say B to C. Remember that, that is a 2 point. Otherwise there is no such important point for table number 7. Now moving on to table number 8, you have to give the detail of nil rated, exempted and non-GST outward supply. So now, not required to give detail of bill of supply. Remember that in that case also you don't need to give the detail of bill of supply, like what exactly the invoice bill of supply number, date, weight, etc. No, consolidated figure only. But there is also one more point. What exactly is the meaning of nil rated, exempted and non-GST supply? So nil rated means those which are nil rated in the GST. Very simple. Exempted means those which are exempted under section 11 of the CGST Act, and non-GST outward supply means in those cases there is no GST at all, like the petrol, liquor and electricity. And in the earlier video I said the whether there will be the schedule 3 item will be covering non-GST. So hell no, because that is not a supply of goods or services. So schedule 2 says supply of goods, so that is not a supply of goods or service, so therefore no need to give the detail of that one, schedule 3 item in non-GST outward supply. So regarding the nil rated and exempted, so we know that nil rated means nil rated, exempted means exempted under section 11. But whether the supply of flour, milk or rice will be under the nil rated or the exempted, there is a question. So let me tell you something that is really important to you right now. So when you check out the notification number 2, which is a list of like that one item, flour, rice, etc. When you check out the notification 2, there is an opening word of notification 2 which says that in exercise of the power given under section 11 subsection 1. So that item is given under section 11 subsection 1. It means that it is exempted, not the nil rated. So notification 2 is for the item which are exempted under section 11. Similarly, notification number 12 which gives you the list of exempted supply of services, so that is also exempted under section 11, not the nil rated. And notification number 8 which is regarding the exemption to you guys given in case you receive the goods or services from the unregistered person up to 5,000 rupees. So that is also exemption when you receive the goods or services up to 5,000 rupees in a day from all the unregistered person. So that exemption will also be given into the table of exception. So remember that. But the important point is that flour, rice, milk and other kind of stuff is not nil rated, it is exempted because that is under notification no, and notification number 2 is given under section 11. Alright guys, so now table number 8 which is really important to you right now. Amendment, table number 9 tell you about the amendment relating to the table number 4, 5, 6 of earlier tax period. So when you want to amend any information relating to table number 4, 5, 6 of earlier tax period, then you have to fill the detail in this table number 9 and it is to be reported here. But remember that is only for the tax period, earlier tax period. So you want to change the information on earlier tax period of table number 4, 5, 6, then you have to give the detail in table number 9. And there is also detail of original document here. So in the first 3 column you have to give the detail of original document in the first 3 column, remember that. So now what will be the example there? So like I said that you don't have shipping bill at the time of export in table number 6. So when you got the shipping bill invoice, shipping bill number, then you can amend or update those information in table number 9. So in the detail of original document, give the detail of original document of the invoice number and then give the detail of the shipping bill. But that information should be updated before checking out for the refund, because refund is really linked with the invoicing and the shipping bill number. So therefore, before claiming the refund, update the information in table number 9. That will be the example of how it will work. Then the debit note or credit note issued during this month, during the month for which you are filling out the GSTR 1, should be shown in table number 9B. Remember that debit note issued, debit note, credit note or even the refund voucher issued during this period should be reported in table number 9B before. Okay. And in detail of original document, when you check out the detail, when you are filling the detail of debit note, credit note or the refund voucher, in the detail of original document, fill out the detail of tax invoice in respect of whom, in respect of which you are issuing the debit note or credit note. So because you know debit note or credit note can be issued only in case your information in tax invoice is amending. So you have to give the detail of original document in original document of the tax invoice detail in respect of which you are issuing your debit, credit note or refund voucher. So remember that. And in case of amendment in debit note, credit note or refund voucher of the earlier period, then you have to give the detail in 9C, table number 9C. And in the detail of original document, you have to give the detail of original debit note, credit note or refund voucher detail. So remember that table number 9B is for the original debit note or credit note issued during the month. Table number 9C is for the amendment in original debit note and credit note issued in the earlier tax period. Tax period means the period for which you are filing the return. So it's like it can be just the previous month or the previous month or the previous month. So now table number 10, just like the table number 9 is for the amendment in table number 4, 5, 6. Table number 10 is for only the amendment in table number 7. Which is supplied to the unregistered person. So remember that there is nothing special point regarding the table number 10. Now table number 11, this table is to be for the advances received during this month. So we know that in case of advances there is a liability of GST. So when you receive the advance you have to pay the GST on it. So when you receive the advance but you didn't issue the invoice during that particular tax period or during that particular month, so how to report it? So when you receive the advance for which you didn't make the invoice because the time of issue of an invoice didn't come at that time, so you have to give the detail in table number 11A for that. And when you check out, when you fill the table number 9 11A, then those output liability will be added. into your total output liability. So remember that you have to get a detail of advance receipt for which you didn't raise any invoice, because the time of issue of invoice has not come. So when in the next month, suppose you didn't issue the invoice right now in that particular month in which you received the advance, okay, but now in the next month you issued the invoice, because the time of issue of invoice has now been come. So how to deal it? So that one is to be given in table number 11b. So when you will issue the invoice in respect of which you have already taken the advances, so because you know you have paid the tax regarding those advances and now you are issuing the invoice, so the invoice detail will be filled in table number 4, 5 or 6, but the tax on which you have already paid, so you should the tax which you have already paid should be subtracted from your total tax liability. So therefore when you fill out the detail in table number 11b, your output tax liability will be reduced by so much amount, which is adjustment to advance receipt. If you have question or query regarding that, you can mail me on my mail ID, but I will take some kind of a money to the channel, because I have already said this, if you will ask me on the email ID. Then table number 12, you have to give summary of quantitative quality and quantity, total value and the tax amount HSN wise. So table number 12 is regarding the summary kind of a thing, where you have to give the summary of quantity, total value and the tax amount HSN wise. So suppose you have the 4-5 product, and obviously that 4-5 product will have the different HSN, so you have to give the detail of quantity, total value and the tax amount HSN wise. And then okay, but that will really be really a challenging task to you, so because you don't maintain such kind of a record. So remember that you have to give the detail in table number 12 of HSN wise. So that is really a new task, you can say. So for this, how you will prepare your software, how you will keep that thing into your system, I don't know about that. But in Tally, you can do one thing, you can do the stock, you can maintain the stock HSN wise. So when you will give the detail in the Tally, when you feed the detail in the Tally, so that data can be prepared. But for that you have to just trial it, that whether that report is generating or not, or the other links which will be suitable or which will be necessary for giving the data from the Tally should be also properly filled. So that is really a big task, you can say, for you. So you have to now change your accounting method for giving that detail into table number 12, so that you can easily file those details electronically without much manual work. So you have to now check out how this report can be prepared from your accounting software. But if you check out the instruction number 16 of the GSTR 1, and I am quoting exactly what it is written there. It said, it will be optional for taxpayer having annual turnover up to rupees 1.5 crore. It will be optional for the taxpayer having annual turnover up to 1.5 crore, but they need to provide information about description of goods. So if you have the annual turnover up to 1.5 crore, so you don't need to give the detail in table number 12, but you have to give the detail regarding the description of goods. So only description of goods you have to give the details, like you have 4-5 products, so you have to only just give the description of the goods, not the quantity, total value and the tax amount. So remember that. But I have one doubt, but in case you have to turnover up to 1.5 crore, then just only the description of goods, is that what the table number 12 is saying? So I don't know about it, and there is also confusion for me. So they just want to fill you the description of goods without quantity, total value and the tax amount. I don't know what kind of a thing is this. In my view, you should give the description of goods without HSN. Okay, don't give the detail of HSN, but just give the detail of description of goods, but also give the description like the quantity, total value and tax amount. That should be the intention. I don't know what exactly is the intention, but as per the instruction, it is saying that you don't need to provide the information about description of good if you turnover up to 1.5 crore. So as per the language of the instruction number 12, you have to give only the description of the goods in the table number 12 without filling any other column like the quantity, total value and the tax amount. That is my understanding. But if things will be clear, then I will make separate video. I will let you know. that is what is the intention of the table number 12 or the instruction number 16. And then I have one more doubt. In the instruction number 16, they are talking about the annual turnover up to 1.5 crore. So annual turnover in preceding year or in the same financial year. So when you check out the requirement for quoting the HSN code, there is an exemption when you have the annual turnover up to 1.5 crore in the preceding financial year. So they are talking about only the annual turnover up to 1.5. So whether it is preceding or this. So in my view, it should be preceding, because all the other notification or the clarification is that there is a exemption for quoting the HSN if you have the annual turnover in the preceding financial year is up to 1.5 crore. So that is the 1.5 crore in the preceding financial, as per my opinion. And table number 13, you have to give the detail of serial number of the invoices and other document. I'm really sweating, really hard. You can now imagine that how hard I'm trying for you guys. So now you have to give the detail of serial number of invoices and other document in table number 13. Just like the series from where to then, and then cancellation amount, cancellation document, and then net document issued. Then there is a no column of bill of supply here. Remember that in the invoice you have to just give the detail of tax invoice, because invoice means tax invoice. There is no column of bill of supply. So I don't know whether this is the intention, or when the thing will be clear, then I will let you know by another video. So for now, there is no column of bill of supply in table number 13. And then detail of delivery challan. You have to also give the detail of delivery challan of job work. So delivery challan of job work is to be given only by the principal supplier, not job worker. So remember that information, which is the delivery challan of job work, is to be filled out only by the principal supplier and not by the job worker. So if you are a job worker, then you don't need to give the detail in that. So that was the important point which you should remember before filing the GSTR 1. So if you have any other query or doubt relating to it, then you can let me know by comment on the comment section. If that will be really cool, really imaginable, really unimaginable, or really interesting, that I will make a separate video for your queries, for answer of your queries. And if you have a query regarding to GSTR 2, 3, then let me know in the also comment section. I will read it out, and if that will be cool, I will incorporate it into the special point which you should remember before filing the GSTR 2 and 3. And the date of filing the GSTR 1 is near, which is the 5th September for the month of July. So there is no much time left for it. So alright guys, I think I said everything. We will meet again in the next video. Till then, bye bye.